When you don't have motivation to draw, but you want to keep up your sketchbook practice, you might sit down with the best of intentions, but suddenly you're scrolling for references, you're staring at the wall, and you're trying to pick out the perfect playlist to listen to while you're drawing. Suddenly 20 minutes have gone by and you haven't even made a single mark on the page. When I'm unmotivated like this, it can feel like there is absolutely nothing in the world to draw. So here are 6 easy drawing prompts for when you don't have the inspiration and you need to get some marks on a page. Hopefully, these prompts will help motivate you and get you started on filling up your sketchbook. The first prompt is lines. Honestly, just draw a bunch of lines, or circles or swirls. It doesn't really matter. Just doodle something repetitive. Then at least you've actually picked up your pen and you're starting to make marks. Even if it doesn't feel like you're learning anything new or creating a fantastic work of art, you are still getting in the rhythmic flow and connecting your hand to your brain. So this is still good practice. And maybe, not always, but maybe just getting those first marks on the page will inspire you to start drawing some other things. Prompt number 2 is flowers. This is another kind of repetitive art task. Flowers are easy to draw and you usually don't need to look up a reference to just doodle a few petals. It doesn't have to be hyper-realistic. Instead, you can just doodle how you used to when you were 5. But I do feel like most artists have drawn flowers at some point, and at least know what flowers look like in their area. So I think this is a fun and easy one to just doodle. Personally, I have flowers drawn all over my sketchbooks because I'm always looking for them when I'm out walking, taking reference photos, and I'll use those later to doodle. Flowers and plants are just very relaxing and calming to draw, and there are so many different varieties to explore. Prompt number 3 is to just listen. Most people are watching or listening something while we draw and use that as inspiration for what you doodle. Maybe you're watching a cooking show and decide to draw a cake, or maybe you're watching your favorite movie, draw the characters. Or perhaps you're listening to a romance playlist. Then you can draw 2 people in love. It doesn't even need to be that literal. If you're listening to a sad song, maybe you just draw raindrops and slow squiggles. Or maybe it just makes you think of a memory and you can draw something from that memory. Drawing out how something makes you feel will warm up your imagination and will help you communicate abstract thoughts in the visual language of art. Prompt number 4 is a recent photo. Now, only take out your phone if you know you won't be distracted. But if you are able to, look through your recent photos and find something that strikes you as fun to draw. Maybe you took a picture with your friend, or you snapped a quick photo of a dog you met on your walk. Maybe it's even a very Instagram-looking photo of your recent cup of coffee. All of those things are fair game, and it's kind of fun to open up your sketchbook and look back through a visual record of your life and those memories. A lot of people say drawing from photos is not as good as drawing from still life, which might be true in some senses, but I would argue drawing from photos is one of the most commonly used references for any artist, especially if you're a professional. It's not often you're going to be face-to-face with the exact kind of reference you're looking for. So continue to build your drawing from photo skills. The 5th prompt is gratitude. Draw something that you're grateful for. Prompts like this that get you thinking about things other than drawing can be really, really helpful for me. Using journal prompts to facilitate what you draw visually is a way to, again, practice communicating visually. And then when your mind is focused on what you're trying to communicate instead of the specific thing that you're drawing, it can be easier to just not be so focused on all of the little details or making it perfect. You can just be more immersed in the mindfulness of the practice of drawing. Practicing gratitude is also shown to help your mental health, and you'll get into a more mindful presence as you draw. I always find that when I use journal prompts like this, the drawing becomes less focused on the actual art itself and more focused on my thoughts and experiences. I end up with a page more full and a mind less stressed because my focus isn't on perfecting a certain look of my art. My focus is instead on what I'm trying to journal about. The sixth and final prompt is to draw your perspective. Of course, this is one of my personal favorite prompts, and it's just to draw your current perspective. I do share this prompt a lot in these videos, but it's worth repeating because I always love to look back on these sketchbook pages and see where I was sitting as I was trying to draw. It's like a really fun snapshot of what my life looked like at that moment. And you'll get some practice drawing still life and perspective. So even if you're having a hard time right now making some marks in your sketchbook, I hope these prompts prove that you don't have to draw a masterpiece right now. Just put that pen to the paper and get started. But if you still don't feel inspired, check out my other drawing prompt videos. One of these drawing ideas is sure to fill your sketchbook fast. I'll see you there, and happy drawing!